At 43, Alex wasn't expecting anyone to knock on his door. But as Halloween approached, he found himself putting up decorations anyway, a few plastic cobwebs, a pumpkin on the windowsill. There'd be no party, no visitors. His friends had vanished over the years, one by one, each promising they'd keep in touch but never did. He told himself he didn't mind the quiet, but this year, the silence felt different. Colder. It pressed against him, creeping in like the chill that slipped through the cracks in his windows. He hung fake bats from the ceiling, their red, lifeless eyes staring back at him, reminding him of the emptiness that consumed him from within. He glanced every few minutes at his phone, hoping for a message, a call. The screen stayed dark, just as it had for months. And that's when the voice began again. "They've all left you," it whispered from the shadowed corner of the room. Alex's hand froze midair, the tape for the decorations dangling from his fingers. He'd heard the voice before, faint at first, like a nagging doubt, but tonight it was louder, closer. "You'll always be alone." The voice had been haunting him for weeks, ever since his last friend stopped answering his texts. He tried to ignore it, to brush it off as anxiety, maybe the kind that creeps in when you're by yourself too much. But deep down, he knew something else was wrong. The voice wasn't just in his head anymore. It had become something real. On Halloween night, Alex placed a bowl of candy by the door, though he knew no trick-or-treaters would come. His jack-o'-lantern flickered weakly, the flame casting long, eerie shadows on the walls. The night dragged on, and with it, the whispering grew louder. "They are gone, Alex. You'll never see them again." He glanced toward the dark corner of his living room, his heart racing. The empty room felt heavier, like something unseen was watching. His phone lay untouched on the table, the silence around him suffocating. The temperature in the room plummeted. His breath fogged as he saw it, a shadow shifting in the corner, darker than the night. He squinted, his body tense, and then he saw it, a figure, tall, faceless, with hollow eyes fixed on him. It stepped forward, its voice low and cold. "I am the ghost of your abandonment." Alex's stomach twisted with fear. He stumbled back, his pulse racing, but the figure moved closer, relentless. Its empty gaze seemed to swallow the room, pulling the walls tighter around him. "They left you, Alex. Your family, your friends, everyone has forgotten you," the ghost whispered, its voice like ice in his veins. "No one is coming. No one ever will." The jack-o'-lantern's flame flickered out, and the room plunged into darkness. The air thickened with the ghost's presence as it reached out, its cold hand brushing against his skin. Alex tried to scream, but the sound was lost, swallowed by the shadows. "I've always been here," the ghost hissed, leaning closer. "I am all you have left. I'm all you ever had. I am the only part of you that will never leave." The next morning, the apartment was still. The candy bowl sat untouched, the decorations hung lifeless in the cold air. The pumpkin had long since burned out, and Alex was gone. His phone lay on the table, forever waiting for a call that would never come.